Hey everybody, welcome back to another long overdue episode of the Stealth Project. So first of all, I just want to apologize for the last year's lack of content. Things have gotten really crazy and hectic around my life with just work in general, mainly, family, just other things, you know, other projects been going on, not related to the Stealth Project itself. So, but I got some new content in store for you guys. I got some of the older stuff that I have saved that I'll try posting back up again, and maybe conforming into a little video, or maybe just add it onto this here. So, so first off, in the last year, not too much changes have happened to the car itself. Most of it has just been regular maintenance stuff. A few little things here and there that I've added on, and I'll go ahead and do a quick recap on some photos for that stuff right after this clip here. Mainly it's just been heading out to, when I have time, going out to car shows, stuff like that, Hyperfest, Springfest, things like that. Gotten multiple awards for various things, Best Engine Bay, you know, Best Domestic Platform, which was a new one definitely for me, considering it is a Dodge, but most people know it is not made in the US at all. So, but specifically for this episode here, we are starting off with a brand new build. So my main concern lately has been my garage has turned into a absolute clusterfuck. I have stuff everywhere. I've tried to keep it straight, but I've just keep acquiring more and more stuff. Also started some woodworking projects too that I've sort of crammed into here, over in the corner over here, with some woodworking tools and stuff like that. Yeah, I've got my little man cave side over here with TV and my arcade machine and everything like that, but it's too full in here. I can't really work on the car anymore. I've just got too many things going on here all at once. So the new project we have started on, and this actually started a while back, is we are building a new shop. So my current property out here, I have roughly around 2 acres of land out here. And the corner of my property, I just had a little out shed sitting out there for my lawnmower and stuff. And so what we've gone and done is I've gotten blueprints and plans and everything for it. We were completely permitted on it, and I'm building it myself. I shopped around and tried to find some contractors to build it, and prices were just astronomical. The size of the shop is it's a 20 by 32, and I was going to go larger, but I do have some restrictions on what I can build size-wise here, due to deed restrictions and stuff like that. So I've gone the biggest I can go. So we're going to 20 by 32. It's a single story. I don't want a two-story garage. It's just a simple garage. It's a two-car garage with an attached shop area. So I have two completely separate areas, which I will call the dirty side, which is the shop side, and the clean side, which would be the garage side. So I'm building it myself, or should I say I've built it myself. We started the project back in February. I am the general contractor on it, because here in North Carolina, if your project is less than $35,000, you can act as your own general contractor. So the only thing I have contracted out was the concrete work, because there was just too much involved with that. And the spot where we ended up putting the shop, we had to raise the land back there in one corner almost 24 inches to get it leveled off because of the way the land sloped down. So we had 10 dump truck loads of rock and gravel and ABC crush come in to raise that corner of the land up. Concrete guys that come out, they've handled that. They poured the foundation work, and also did some driveway extension for me too. So, what I have done is I have run a time-lapse camera for this entire thing. So pretty much every single portion of this garage built, I've had a time-lapse camera going. So I am going to be combining all that footage together and knocking that out to you guys right now. I'll do some voiceover work and some annotations on it, but for the next couple episodes, it's pretty much just gonna be time-lapse. For certain aspects of it, we'll start with pretty much the concrete work and the land work, then we'll go into the framing stuff aspect of it, onto siding, electrical work, interior, and then so on and so forth. So we'll probably be breaking this up into 5, maybe 6 different episodes. They're not gonna be too long, because it's just gonna be a lot of time-lapse footage basically. But for the time being, that's the project we're working on, and the main point of that is to get out of this garage. I will be moving the car and all the automotive and man cave stuff over into there, and this will be basically the storage and garage that it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and kick off that footage now, and I will catch you all later. So to start, here's a basic layout of my property here, showing the boundary lines. I got about 2 acres of land, and if you notice in the top right corner there, that's the section of the land that I'm looking to actually build a shop on. Currently there's a little shed up there that will have to be moved to make way for the new shop, which we'll get into later. And here is a basic rendering of how the new layout will be with the shed moved over, the shop in place. The new gravel driveway heading back to that area. The shed was a 12 by 12 wood-built shed just sitting on some blocks in the back corner, basically just lawn equipment, stuff like that. And the idea to move it was basically to lift it up and put some Schedule 40 conduit pipe under it and roll it sort of like the old Egyptian style did when building the pyramids. Using a very long ratchet strap and a come along, we were slowly able to move it up into position. This entire process did take 2 days to complete, mainly because the time that we started actually doing this, it was extremely wet out, so we were having difficulties with the boards sinking into the ground, the conduit sinking into the ground, stuff like that. So to start with, we had 10 dump trucks full of gravel and rock delivered out. We needed to raise the corner of the property up roughly 24 inches to level it off for the building. Once everything was leveled and set in place, we waited about a week, and then the concrete guys came out and started setting up for the footers. So on this here, the slab is actually what's considered a monolithic pour, so we're pouring the slab and the footers all as one giant piece, instead of separately pouring the footers out and then pouring the slab out. So it is completely all rebar, reinforced, and as I said previously, everything is permitted, inspected, and per code. Guys did have a bad habit of parking their equipment right in front of my camera. So before we laid down the vapor barrier, I sprayed down termite control, because here in North Carolina, termites are extremely bad. So here we have pour day. So it's been about a month and a half since the start of the first delivery of rocks to build up the land before we actually got to pour, just due to bad weather conditions and even the soil to settle and stuff like that. And again, they moved my camera on me. So all in all, the back slab took a full 2 concrete trucks full of 4,000 PSI concrete, and then another half truck to do the driveway extension slab. You'll see here in a minute. So this was a full day of work. These guys showed up pretty much at 7 a.m. and the last of them didn't leave until probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock that night to do the finish work troweling on the slab itself. So here they're doing the driveway extension. My driveway is kind of narrow. It was basically wide enough for a single car to go down, and then 2 spots. So we sort of did like a boat launch style off the side to the gravel area, so you could drive down to the new shop area. So here I'm laying the conduit down for the electrical because I originally was going to run a new service out there, but decided that I don't have the power requirements out there to run an entirely brand new service. So instead we're just going to run another sub panel back to there. So I'm running a 100 amp sub panel back at the shop. Here we got me doing some grading. After the concrete guys left, it's a little messy out back, which is expected. So I have a box blade attachment for the back of my mower that I was just running back and forth, just clearing it out, leveling the land back out. All in all, it was 10 loads of gravel to do the entire driveway with. So for the new driveway extension, I'm edging it with 4x6 posts and some French drain to help control the water. I'm also edging the entire new gravel driveway with 4x6 to help contain the gravel in. So here you got me digging out the trench for the French drain. There is a channel drain installed in the slab also for when I rinse out the garage. I can squeegee the water out. And just some final work done with the dingo to help with the gravel. It was kind of heavy in some areas, and the box blade attachment on my lawnmower wasn't the best. So now I'm just doing a little backfill on the slab itself also. And in the next episode, we will start with some framing work. See you guys then.